Hi everyone, it's Amanda Maynard, and I am meeting with you to discuss some of my proposed programs that I would like to implement to help support the families within our school district. So I'm first going to start off by just giving some data on the demographics of our district using my slideshow here. So, first of all, the demographics that I have found in doing research, the most the one that stands out the most is that almost 52% of our families that we serve within the Maple Valley Anthony School District are considered low socioeconomic status families. In addition to this, over half of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch. So that is one of the main aspects of the demographics that I am going to work to support our families. So other quick demographics, 90.3 of our students are white, 4.5 of our students are considered Hispanic, and the remaining are minority, making up the rest of the percentage of our students. I do want to point out that even though our numbers are low in our Hispanic and minority percentages, we have seen an increase over the past couple of years in raising a couple of percent in the past couple of years. So we are getting a more diverse community within our district, and so I think that is something to recognize and make sure that we are supporting those Spanish-speaking and other minority students in their needs in our district. Lastly, we have about 13.6 of our students are on IEPs. So with these demographics, I am going to propose 3 different programs that I feel we can implement into our school to engage families and most importantly support them in what would be considered our most at need areas. So in addition to some of the demographics, one thing that is noteworthy here with the location of our school, our school is made up of several different rural communities, and we house students that are, we have over, 4 different counties that our students come from. So we serve Monona, Woodbury, Ida, and Crawford counties. And then, as you can see here, we have 2 school buildings. One located up in Woodbury County, Anthon. That elementary school houses pre-K through 6th grade, and then it is our only middle school in the district connected to the elementary school, serving 6th through 8th grade students. Down here, we have our Mapleton School on the edge of Monona County, where we have Mapleton Elementary housing preschool through 5th grade, and then next to it would be the high school, and that is where we serve all high school students. So another important piece of that is the amount of transportation that our students are in need of when traveling to school. A lot of our students get up at wee morning hours, hop on the bus by 7 a.m. And take an over an hour bus ride to school as they're picking up the other students to make it to school on time. So issues that I am going to be addressing, like I stated, over half of our families are considered low-income socioeconomic status families. So some of the supports that they may be seeking are food assistance, more access to resources, and again, talking about that location of our district and how hard some of our families may have it to find those resources within reach. So the distance to school, the transportation, if our families are facing poverty or other economic related issues, then transportation can be obviously a big support that they are needed from us. In one of the programs, I'm going to talk about some of the weather-related issues that I think we can try and support our families with when we're talking about families who students who have to travel, 10, 15 miles to school, sometimes more than that on some of these rural country roads that aren't by any means straight. We're talking about snow and ice. How can we support them when we are asking them to stay home for weather-related closings? So, and then access to resources near our families. Some of our families live out on farm. The nearest grocery store, isn't within 10 miles. And so how are we going to support them and make sure that they are getting access to those resources that they need to support their children? Just a little bit of my own background. So some of the similarities that I have with my own experiences, I came from a rural district as well. I went to West Monona, so about 15 to 20 miles from Mapleton. We had some of the similar demographics that Maple Valley has. Some of the big differences, however, is we didn't serve as many rural communities. Ottawa was the main town that we served. My school was within walking distance. We really didn't have a lot of technology usage outside the classroom, aside from computers, phones, but we weren't really asked to do much homework or that kind of thing using like a app or other technology. One of the biggest things I think is different from my experience is I had access to an after-school program which was connected to the school that was able to support families and students in that sense, which I will talk about here in a second. So my first proposed program is partnering with the Food Bank of the Heartland of Iowa in the backpack and school pantry program. Many schools already provide the backpack program, but it is giving students healthy meal options, usually provided in their backpacks on Fridays or before a long school break. These meals can consist of things that students can make on their own, cereal, packaged foods, that kind of thing. The school food pantry is something new I did more research on, and I think that would be more available to everyone in the community. And as a school district, we would have to decide whether we would want to house it within like our own school, maybe in the school pantry, or if we could partner with one of the other buildings in the community, such as the community building or other place that would be able to house fresh fruit, vegetables, canned goods, boxed goods, and that families would have access to year-round. This would be something that would be available to everyone in the community. So our elderly folks who need help with resources, it would also support them, and I think it would be a good community involvement program for students as well. My proposed program number 2, before and after school program. So I think before school, some of our parents are needing to get to the work when they're commuting to the city. They're needing to get to work by 8 a.m. They need to leave by 7. Kids can't be dropped off at school until 7:45. What do you do with the kids till then? We have maybe only a couple of in-home childcare providers that I know of in town. And there are essentially no daycare facilities within our district whatsoever. So providing that before and after school program will greatly help our school in supporting our families in getting those jobs when they have to travel to make an income. Some of the things we would have to kind of establish is, are we going to help provide transportation to that? Could we pick students up on the bus? Could we provide a shuttle to pick them up, by 7 a.m. or drop them off at 6 p.m.? And what does that look like? But essentially, I think this would help serve many of our families in our community. Program number 3 is an informational tech program for students and families. So technology in our district has been growing rapidly, especially since COVID. And I think offering an informational class to parents where they can meet with teachers and get information on some of these frequently used apps in the classroom. Some of our parents just don't know how to log in. They don't know how to access some of the things we're sending them through the apps. And so I think by taking a couple of days out of the week or a possible weekend, whatever suits our families most, we can sit down and actually help them with these. And then we can talk about free educational apps that they can use during snow days, or optional extra work if their child is needing support. How can they use these apps or these programs to support their students who are on IEPs or English language learners or TAG students? Just being able to meet one-on-one with the families and seeing what their concerns are and how we can provide the resources for them using technology, and being able to reach our whole district. Because we are so widely spread out, technology is one of our best bets in doing so. This can also serve as a question and answer, like what kind of questions do they have in technology? How can we support them in finding resources to gain technology if they don't have access to technology or Wi-Fi or any of that? So those are the 3 programs I am proposing that would support our students most in our district, focusing on our rural location, our low socioeconomic status, our need for childcare, and essentially just providing those resources to our families within our district. Thank you.